How's it, guys? Daniel Gallan. I'm here at Willamore Park in Benoni with Wayne Parnell. Wayne, we've just launched the Under 19 2020 Cricket World Cup. Former player, former captain of the Under 19 side. Can you maybe walk us through what it's like to be such a young player and to be recognised on the international stage?
Yeah, I think obviously the coverage has obviously grown since I played, certainly. And for any young cricketer, this is in particular age group cricket. This is probably your stepping stone into professional or senior cricket, and it's such a great platform for people to announce themselves on. And we've seen many players go on to play international cricket for different countries.
Is that something that you're conscious of as a player, that if I impress here, then I can really make a step up? I mean, it's, obviously you're there, you're playing the game because you enjoy it, you want to just focus on performances, but at the back of your mind, are you keeping the future?
I think some guys would certainly have that in the back of their mind. For myself, certainly, it wasn't really a thing that I actually thought about. I think we, at that Under 19 World Cup, we just wanted to play good cricket. We wanted to represent South Africa as best as what we could. And that was sort of the goal. Lots of guys went on to play international cricket. A couple of guys still play franchise cricket here in South Africa, but it's just a nice tournament to actually be part of. It's obviously become more professional now as cricket sort of developed as well. But it's a nice platform to showcase your skills against people who are of a similar age from around the world.
Obviously, you made it as a professional cricketer. You played 111 times for your country. As you said, several other people have played franchise cricket and South African cricket. Some don't, though. At that stage, obviously, you're quite close in skills, but do you think it's the mental side? Do you think it's the will and the hunger that separates it? What do you think is the reason why some go on and achieve more and some don't?
I think there are different factors. I think obviously certainly skill would be one. I think people develop at different rates, and I think also people just lose interest. I know in the 2006 team that I played in, there were probably more guys who actually didn't go on to play franchise cricket or international cricket, and they went on to go study, and they're actually successful business people now. So it's a combination of things, and I think the sort of key thing is you have to probably sum it up at that World Cup and see how you sort of stack up against other people, because those are the other guys you're going to be playing against for the next 10-15 years as well. So I think when you get to that World Cup, it's a great sort of marking stick to see where you are, and then just be honest, just have these honest conversations with yourself and with your family, and sort of see where you are. And if it's not meant to be, I'm sure players can still be successful in other avenues as well.
The ones who are successful and go on and progress to the next stage, is that quite a challenge? The assumption from the outside is that he's good at under 19, he'll walk into franchise cricket, just bring what made you successful there. But I imagine is it daunting? Is there a mental adjustment that you have to make, and how do you cope with that?
Yeah, I think the first thing you have to understand is when you're playing at the under 19 level, everyone is either 19 or under. So you're all similar in age. When you move into franchise cricket or professional cricket, you get a 35-year-old, you get a 28-year-old, a 25-year-old. You have guys who've played international cricket for 10 years, guys who are just making their way. So there's so many different types of players, guys in different stages of their careers as well. So you have to adapt, and again, certain guys take longer to adapt, and also depending on what skill your team needs. If you're a spin bowler and at your franchise team you've got a guy who's playing international cricket or he's been there for 10 years, it's going to be difficult for you to break in. So I think you really have to be honest, and you have to understand as well where you fit in. I was fortunate because when I went from the under 19 setup at the Warriors, they didn't really have a left arm seamer. They had Lonwabo Tsotsobe, who sort of also started coming more in the franchise team then. So we had two guys, and obviously being an all-rounder for me, it probably helped me a bit as well. So there are other guys who then ended up playing a little bit later. But if you're good enough and you stack up numbers, eventually you'll get seen.
And just finally, what is the one thing that maybe Cricket South Africa or the franchise system gets wrong, or maybe let me put it another way, what is the thing that they could do better when it helps the under 19 guys transition into becoming a professional cricketer? What would you have liked to have been done differently when you were making that transition?
I think what they're doing currently is really good. They've got the varsity league as well. the Varsity Cup, which is something that wasn't really a thing back when I was under 19. You sort of went, played at your school. You then got picked for your province. You went to a provincial week, and then you either got picked for SA under 19 or you just ended up going to either varsity or things like that. And then if you didn't make SA under 19, you'd have to play club cricket, and then from club cricket get into the provincial team, and then get to the franchise team. But now there are lots of different ways to actually get there. They've got academy weeks. They actually have hubs for under 17s and under 19s as well. So they actually try and to like make the net a little bit bigger and try and catch more talent, because unfortunately that's the way it goes. You end up missing people, and people slip through the cracks type of thing. But I think CSA's biggest sort of policy is to actually try and get more talent and try and actually get those guys who maybe don't have opportunities to go to top schools or get seen in these provincial weeks, to actually have platforms for them to perform. I know that they do have a rural week as well, where maybe teams from like the country and that actually get opportunities as well, and you actually get players that end up playing in the franchise systems.
It would be remiss not to talk about, just very quickly, on the off-field dramas that have happened in cricket South Africa. A successful under-19 team will really provide a bit of a tonic for a country desperate. I mean, never mind what's going to happen with England in the Test series, but a successful under-19 Cricket World Cup really could alleviate some of the angst that has been fostering amongst cricket fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all have to work together, and I think that'll be a good stepping stone when the youngsters sort of show what can be done and what's possible. That bodes well for the future, because those are the guys who are going to be Proteas in the next few years. So and obviously having the tournament here at home is going to be nice for them, to have their friends and family be able to come to the matches and actually watch them play. That's going to be really special. But just guys, go out there, just have fun, and hopefully you'll bring back the trophy, or actually keep it here on SA soil.
Wayne Parnell, thank you very much.